Welcome to your Daily Revolution Podcast, episode 400. Today's topic, the difference between fierce leaders and fake leaders. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the show.
My name is Setema, Gali, the founder and creator of the Prosperity Revolution, a global movement that helps you to get out of scarcity and into prosperity every single day. A movement where people have value, things do not, where money is a result of helping people, where you're rewarded for creating value for others, and where prosperity is not the result of luck, but a predictable steps and formulas, and where happiness is the ultimate goal.
My goodness, it is episode 400. And thank you for listening to the podcast. Man, it's been a minute. We started this here a few years ago, and we're 400 episodes in, and I'm excited for you to listen to this. If you're listening to this for the first time, thank you for being here. If it touches your heart, if this moves you in any way, hit that share button, tweet it, direct message it, email it, get this to someone, because I have a vision that the message of prosperity, this revolution, or this mindset can reach people so that they can change their inner game, so that their outside game or their external game can also manifest those results. So let's jump into this. I coach people for a living. I have businesses. I have investments. I'm a husband and a father, and I love my life. I am the man who loves his life. I just took my sons to school. We got some breakfast. That's, they're like, Dad, if we're up early, can we please go to the gym? Can we please go get some breakfast? I'm like, you got it. Tuesdays and Thursdays, they ride their bikes. And then Mondays and Wednesdays, I'm like, let's go get some breakfast. And as I dropped them off at school today, I just was reflecting on leadership. And we have these conversations in my vehicle as my boys sit in my truck. And we talk about being a real leader at school and really being what I call a fierce leader. You see, in the world of coaching business owners and the world of coaching entrepreneurs, people who are highly committed, being a catalyst and a beacon and someone who can breathe life and inspiration and or consult people to know exactly what to do, I see this trend in the marketplace. In business or in coaching, but even in life, there's fierce and then there's fake. And fierce coaching or fierce leadership always leads to results. It does. Real leadership, fierce. And I use that word fierce because, when you're trying to build your business or grow your bank account or let's say even grow your spirituality. You cannot mock God or go against the laws of nature. I love it in the New Testament, there's a scripture that says, God will not be mocked. For whatsoever a man soweth, that shall he reap. In other words, you plant, banana seeds, you're going to get bananas. You plant apple seeds, you're going to get apples. Whatever you put in, the work, your investment, your energy, your time, your focus, your thoughts, whatever you put in is what you are going to get out. And fierce leaders, they always create leaders. Fierce leaders produce results, and they demand high performance out of their people because fierce leaders not only live inside of agreements, but they hold their people accountable. They follow up. Whereas fake leaders, again, just a term I'm going to use, fake leaders recite stuff that they know, they regurgitate stuff that they read, but they can't really produce the results. They don't have enough power to command and demand ruthless results from their clients, from their employees. And when you get these, fake leaders will always blame their team. Fake leaders will push the responsibility. And I'm like, look, if your team is not performing, in the NFL, the National Football League, if your team doesn't perform, you get fired. If your guys perform, you get the raise or you get a contract. You see, fierce versus fake. I ask you to take a look at your life today. Are you a fierce leader or are you a fake leader? Are you a fierce coach or are you a fake coach? Being a fake coach or a fake leader is soft. It's weak. It doesn't work. You get crumbled and humbled by circumstances and situations. Yeah, look, fake leaders, they can boom in a good market. And when we are in a good market, wind is at our back, the seas are smooth, the sun is out, the sky is blue, light wind, it's just easy, it's calm waters. That does not make great sailors. It's the same in market conditions as an entrepreneur. Like, you can raise some money, you can get some money, great. It's easy, money's cheap today. Life is good, but then a COVID happens, a crash of '08 happens, stock market plummets, right? The housing industry goes through a weird bursting of the bubble, whatever. You go through physical ailments, sickness in the family, and then we see how real or powerful or fierce you really are versus being fake. Now, if you're being a fake leader these days, where you're posting really cute quotes, like I get that, that's part of the game, but you got to live this stuff. See, the difference between fierce and fake is a fierce leader is going to live the game at a very high level. And a fake coach is going to post one thing and then not live. We did an event, we do events all the time, but I remember back in 2018, we did one of our events called Pro Rev Live, Prosperity Revolution Live. Like, we were in person. We had 3 days and we had a couple hundred people in the room. It was great, right? Kind of the first one we put on. And I remember we hired a team of people to run support, right? They brought people in, the paperwork, ushering, just all logistics. And it was amazing. She said, you guys you really live this. I was like, what do you mean? And we were backstage, right? She was bringing food and she goes, we've done a lot of events where people on stage, they're one way, but behind stage, she's like, oh my gosh. It's like, and then, at these events, right, you would make offers to people to buy your coaching, to work with you long term, 6 to 12 months. And she's like, I can't tell you how many times we've sat there with people. And she's like, we have to sell by agreement, but she's like, she's like, oh, don't buy this because these are not good dudes. I've been to those. I never want to be the person who's a fake leader. Now, please understand this. Fierce does not mean that you're perfect. Fierce simply means you're in the game of expansion. You're living what you teach. You're preaching and you're practicing what you preach. You're taking the risks. You're investing in self. You're doing the work. You're a person of your word. Fake, they just regurgitate stuff. I see ads pop up in my news feeds and I'm like, holy smokes, who is this clown? That's just what I say. I'm kind of like, come on, man. Who are you? You go look at their fault. But they obviously took some course. They started to run ads. They started to regurgitate emails in hopes that they can actually help people. Listen, stop being fake. You want to make a difference in people's lives? Be fierce. And fierce means you're going to live the work. You're going to love the work. You're going to do the work. The world needs more fierce leaders. Parents who are fierce. Parents who don't let their kids be soft. Yesterday we didn't have anything. Actually, we had speed and we missed speed. So I told my boys, hey, we're not going to make speed. We got a lot of stuff going on. So we're going to go do some tempo runs. And a tempo run is basically about 60 to 70% of your tempo for anywhere from 40 to 100 yards with a 45 second to a minute break. So we did about 15 to 20 minutes of a warm up. And then I pushed my boys and I said, hey, look, I don't need complaining today. Let's go do the work and get done with the work we got to do. We got to push our bodies. We got to get in better shape. And it was simple. We ran 1000s with about a 20-minute warm up. My boys didn't complain one bit. They just did it. And I had a timer on them so they could stay within their times. And it was amazing, right? My youngest one comes in first. My oldest one comes in second. And then my middle child, who's the biggest and the heaviest, he comes in third. And I said, just stay your pace. They're breathing heavy. They're in pain. And I'm like, let's go. You see, that's fierce leadership as a father. Are you fierce as a parent? in your body? Are you fierce? Do you do the work? Do you keep count of whether it's macros, your calories? Do you have a workout regimen? Are you fierce with your body? That doesn't mean you need to have a six pack or do Ironmans or be one of those Instagram models where you're doing exercises, throwing your butt and boobs out there. That doesn't mean that. It just means, do you take care of your body? Do you have an evening routine, a sleep routine? Do you have a morning routine? Spiritually, oh man, we need more than ever fierce spiritual warriors where you have discipline, where you have commitment and devotion, right? Where you're devout, and whatever your faith is or religious or spiritual beliefs are, it's irrelevant to me as long as you are devout in what you say you believe in. Keep your promises, keep your covenants, or be fierce, because there is a spiritual warfare that is taking place right now. And all you have to do is turn the news on, turn the TV on. You recognize there's evil at work that wants to destroy our souls. It wants to destroy your business. It wants to destroy your happiness. Fake leaders, they crumble. They give in to temptation. They give in to the appetites and the lusts of the flesh. They live in the flesh. They're, fierce leaders spiritually, they are on point. And then, of course, in your business, oh my goodness, my friends, first quarter of 2021 is done. By the time you're listening to this, first quarter is done. Did you produce results? Did you actually get better? You see, fake leaders in business, fake business owners might even have business and revenue and employees, all that stuff, but they're performing at 30 to 40%. They don't want to be held accountable. Fierce leaders in business, they want to be held accountable. They love to be held accountable. They love to be exposed. They love when people push them and call them to the carpet. Fierce leaders set really big outcomes, and then they go chase them and hunt them down, and they become. You can tell if all else fails, you just look at where someone is a year ago and look at them today. And if they are in better shape, if they're happier, more connected to their family, if they're more spiritually aligned and grounded, living on purpose, and if financially they're just in a better spot. Better spot does not mean they've got to have millions and millions and millions of dollars. Better spot just means that they're more dedicated and disciplined in how they use their money. They're growing their resources. Fake leaders, they just live in freaking paycheck to paycheck, barely getting by, fronting and putting on a show for social media. And I'll even say this, fake people, fake leaders, they are addicted to social media. They can't put their phone down. They got to check social media. They got to check. Fierce leaders, they ain't addicted to that. Because fierce leaders, real leaders, they are in charge of their time, their energy, and how they spend their money. They are not addicted. They don't have to have a little device controlling them. They can sit and do nothing. They can sit and think. Well, friends, my challenge to you is to be a fierce leader. Be fierce. Be powerful. Don't be fake. Be fierce. And I promise you, if you'll do that, your life will change. What would it look like if you were more fierce in your approach to life? And look, life really does respond to those who are fierce because it makes you stronger. Those who are fake in their approach to life, those who pretend and fake it till you make it and all that garbage, life just beats you up and it keeps you down. And the truth is, because you don't want to really show up and be fierce in the way you approach life, you keep yourself down. Look, if this has been helpful for you, my friends, go apply something. Go live it. Go teach it. Go share it. Be fierce as a leader. I love you. I appreciate you listening. And if this has been helpful in any way and you want more of this and you want to see what it would be like to be coached by fierce, ruthlessly committed to our clients' coaches, go check out the championshuddle.com, championshuddle.com. That is our monthly coaching. I'd love to have you in there. I appreciate you listening to the podcast. Have an amazing day. And until next time, go be fierce. I'm out.
Let's go! This This is your daily revolution. Live in prosperity, we show you how to do it. There's no luck about it, we got the strategic blueprint. This is your daily revolution. You already know. And if you don't, then check my resume. Turning pressure into possibilities every day. Y'all can win and live our unique purpose. We change our mindsets and put the work in. This is your daily revolution. Daily revolution. Revolution. Your daily revolution podcast.